Hey, what's good everybody? It's your boy, See Through the Script here, and this video today is going to be more of a reflection style video, going over all the moments society has been bribed for their consciousness throughout this pandy, which is what I'll be referring to it as throughout this duration of the video. With that being said, I want to get a few other things out of the way before we dive in. When it comes to the V's, we'll call them the poke, and that's word to the homie See Through the Matrix Reloaded. He knows what's good. Secondly, the C word will be referred to as Rona. I think you guys get the point there. Now that's out of the way, I want to make a few definitions extra clear so people understand the basis of what I'm going to be pointing out within this video. The first definition is for the word bribery. Bribery is when someone is provided money, a favor, or promised in order to influence the judgment or conduct of a person in a position of trust. Next is social engineering, the use of centralized planning in an attempt to manage social change and regulate the future development and behavior of a society. Lastly is the definition for the word Jesuitism. Jesuitism means to be cunning, deceit, hypocrisy, prevarication, deceptive practices to effect a purpose. And this is from the 1828 Webster's Dictionary. Now, with all that cleared up, let's dive into these examples of bribery and social engineering and Jesuitism and the numerology that's coded within them. All right, so now what we're gonna do, like I said, is go into these examples. There's no particular order to these examples. I'm just gonna go through each one and point out the hypocrisy within them. I mean, most of them are pretty self-explanatory, but also you could see the numerology behind the idea that they had here. All right, now, so the first example that we're gonna go through, and this one's a wild one right away to start it off, and it's a brothel offering free sex to people who get the Rona 19 poke.
Come for the vaccine. Stay for a little something extra.
And this is from around November 10th, 2021. And as you can see, the C word equals 82 alongside free sex equals 82. So like, how wild is this? For your health, you can go get free lustful sex to, save you from something that you're supposed to be social distancing from. So very interesting. All right, now for this example of bribery, you got to go all the way over to Toronto, Canada.
A pop-up vaccine clinic by day, a strip club by night.
Where a strip club offers Rona boosters to marginalized residents. And basically, as you can see, you have these individuals lining up and they're being incentivized to come in, and they get a little table dance and a little incentive for that night, you could say. And again, it's a strip club, and strip club equals 60, booster shot equals 60, and this is in reversible reduction. Now another example, now you got to go all the way to Las Vegas in the United States, where a strip club is hosting Rona 19 poke event on Friday nights, and this is around May 17, 2021. And as you can see, strip club equals 123 and the V word equals 132, which is a anagram of the same number in reverse ordinal. Next, you can see that it states joints for jabs, free marijuana for the poked up in New York. So this story comes on how fitting April 20th, 2021, so 420. And notice that joints for jabs equals 85 alongside free marijuana in the same cipher, reversible reduction. So again, just selling you temptation to take something that's supposed to be for your health. Now, next is the Krispy Kreme giving out a free donut a day in the US to those poked up against the C19. And as you can see, Krispy Kreme equals 66 and equals 66. And again, it's just easy to see here. We know that obesity leads to respiratory issue. So why would we be promoting fatty based foods to people trying to protect themselves from something that will harm their health, right? You see the Jesuitism there, I hope, and the bribery and the social engineering. All right, well, let's keep this show going. The next one goes,
your shot, now you get your beer.
Get a shot and have a beer. Biden's new glass half full strategy woos poke skeptics. This comes from June 3rd, 2021. And as you can see, there's an ad from Budweiser and it states, your first round's on us if you've been poked up. Now you can see that the word beer, which they're offering, equals 30, 24, and this matches with the V word, which equals 30 and 42 in reverse full reduction. So just reflections there. This other one here is a very, I don't even know what to say about this one, guys. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio tempts New Yorkers with fries.
I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this?
Now, we've discussed this example a couple times before on a few podcast shows and on my Instagram. However, you can also see that he's holding a burger, so he's just essentially promoting the typical fast food combo, burgers and fries, for the poke. And you can see that burgers and C19 equal 36 in reverse full reduction, and also fries and the poke equal 57 and 30, matching in the same two ciphers. Now, to further add to the pile of bribery for your consciousness is what I call it, or essentially to take the poke, here are another list of places that CNN posted that are incentivizing you to get it, and here are the things that they'll offer you. So we have Junior's Cheesecake that's willing to give you a free mini cheesecake. And then you got Krispy Kreme, which we covered. Nathan's Hot Dogs, giving you a free hot dog for proof of your poke card. Then you have the Budweiser example, which we went over. Then you have White Castle offering you a free dessert on a stick if you're able to show proof of the poke. And let me just say this, if by now any of these examples that I've shown seem somewhat enticing to you to go get the poke, please do not continue watching the rest of this video. But anyways, let's carry on. Now, outside of all these other incentives that they have been offering throughout the time of the pandy, such as burgers, fries, beer, hot dogs, you name it, to be honest, the other interesting example of pure bribery that they have been presenting from Canada to the States, and I believe there's other parts of the world that have done the same thing, is the idea of actually just giving you straight up money to take the poke. Allow me to show a few clips talking about how this process works and see how the bribery is happening on your mainstream and trying to social engineer everybody to making a certain decision.
Finally, the wait is over.
Tonight, Abigail Buginski is a millionaire just for getting vaccinated.
I still can't believe it.
She became the first winner of Ohio's $1 million vaccination jackpot.
It feels like this is happening to a different person.
Oh no. Anyway,
Now, here's another example kind of playing off the swing of lust, I guess you could say, in the sense of the headline coming from CNN stating, "Get a shot, find love. Tinder, Hinge, and other dating apps give free perks to the poked up British users." And basically what this is giving the opportunity to is to put a sticker on your bio, so when people swipe across you, they'll know that you're safe, quote unquote. And again, obviously you can see how this is such a divisive tactic, and notice how division and dating app equal 47 in both reduction ciphers. And again, they're clearly just trying to divide people, socially engineer people to feel like, hey, if you don't have it, I don't want to be around you. You're not worth being with or spending time with or even finding love with. So you can see how they do this. But keep that word love in mind, because we're going to come back to it and see how they've used this several times and who's used this word specifically. Yeah. Just remember it. However, the next example that we're going to go over is how they're coming for the kids, man. Come on, man. They really is coming for the kids, and it's messed up. But as you can see, this one's a little bit of an older example as well, and it's from November 8th, 2021, and it goes on to say, Big Bird's announcement that he got the C poke criticized by conservatives as propaganda. And basically, if you haven't seen the video, Big Bird basically goes on to say he's got it and he's advocating for the young ones to have it.
My Granny Bird says that since I'm 6 years old, I can get the vaccine.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Big Bird.
And obviously, that's part of the idea and definition of social engineering. And notice that Big Bird and the V word equal 42 in the reduction ciphers. So again, all of this propaganda is coded, and it really is propaganda, whether you're conservative or, you know, liberal, Democrat, Republican, all that. It really don't matter, red or blue. It's all programming. Now, if you remember what I was saying earlier, I said, remember the word love, because we discussed the definition of Jesuitism, and we are currently living in the time of the first ever Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis. And in a message to Americans, Pope Francis says, "Getting poked up is an act of love." So again, they're using that word and socially engineering people to come to one common decision. And this is in line with another theory that the Catholic Church has, or an ideology, which is the common good. That's for a whole other topic. However, notice that act of love in reduction cipher equals 36 alongside C19, which equals 36. Again, more coded programming. Now, this example made a lot of people laugh and had a lot of people just, like, come on, what are you trying to do here? Kathy Hochul, who is a New York governor, stated that God wants you to be poked. And basically, what more can you say than Kathy is a lay agent of the Jesuits, someone that serves the Jesuits in like more of a discreet manner.
Yes, I know you're vaccinated. You're the smart ones, but there's people out there who aren't listening to God and what God wants. You know this. You know who they are. I need you to be my apostles. I need you to go out and talk about it and say, we owe this to each other. We love each other. Jesus taught us to love one another. And how do you show that love? But to care about each other enough to say, please get vaccinated because I love you. I want you to live.
And notice that Kathy Hochul in English Ordinal and Catholic Church equal 132. Again, she's preaching what similarly was said by Pope Francis.
Le pido a Dios para que cada uno pueda aportar su pequeño grano de arena.
Act of love, God wants you to, etc. Now, another politician, actually the vice president of the United States, who said something very similar to the New York governor, was Kamala Harris, or who I like to call Kabbalah Harris. Shout out the community for that one. References Bible to encourage pokes. And this was from around December 7, 2021. And basically, she went on to say and quote part of the Bible. And I'm going to show a clip of that, actually, so I'll just stop rambling. But real quick, look at the gematria between Kamala Harris and Catholicism. Again, another lay agent of the Jesuits. And mind you, she is the vice president of the second Catholic president, Joe Biden. But without further ado, check out that clip.
I do believe that the act of getting vaccinated is the very essence of what the Bible tells us when it says, love thy neighbor. Right?
Now, this last example I'm about to display is a perfect example of social engineering. And I guess you could say kudos to Germany because they really don't give a Basically, the word that I want to focus on here is sheep, because that word has been thrown around quite a bit throughout the time of the pandy, basically because there's so much conflict in opinion between the idea of who's taking it and who's not. And long story short, the people who have been taking it are being called sheep, right? And here in Germany, they have this wild campaign where 700 sheep and goats were arranged in the shape of a syringe to encourage getting the poke. And this is from 2022, so very recently. And it was a 330-foot syringe. I mean, again, the numerology is riddled all throughout this. 33, Corona 33. But anyways, as you can see, the matching between the C word, shall I say, because I don't want to bug YouTube, equals 53, 26, 82, matching with sheep, which equals 53, 26, and 82. That's a 3 out of 4 match in the 4-base ciphers. So very interesting to see here how they're totally just displaying the mockery in front of your face, socially engineering people. And you got to ask yourself, do they want herd immunity or herd mentality? I think this really tells you right there.
Exactly. So it's so important. Don't go against your conscience to get some liberty that is perceived liberty.
Correct. Because it'll be temporary. Yes. They will move the goalpost.
Exactly.
Doesn't there come a point when you say, so far and no further?
Exactly. So to participate in the society, don't override your conscience.
Correct. So when somebody tries to coerce you and your conscience says no, then what is better, Martin? To surrender and give up, or rather to suffer for conscience sake?
Suffer for conscience sake. And this is where we are.
This is where we are. So can we...
But other than that, guys, I think that pretty much wraps up the video. I tried my best to go over a lot of the good examples that showed the idea of how they want to bribe you for your consciousness. So you got to stay strong in these times, and you got to make sure that you're consciously aware of what's happening and you're doing your own research. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. You always want to fact check it. That's why I try to screenshot and show the sources behind where I'm getting the information rather than just talking about it. But I really do appreciate everybody who stuck around and watched the whole thing. Hopefully you learned something, and if you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the work. Make sure to click the description to access all my links, and make sure to follow me on my Instagram at See Through the Script. And yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got. So much love to y'all. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.